A war so brutal it changed the face of modern Asia, yet somehow earned the nickname the Forgotten War. The Korean War of 1950 to 1953 isn't just another chapter in history books. It's a haunting reminder of how the Cold War turned blazing hot on the Korean peninsula. When North Korean forces stormed across the 38th parallel that June morning in 1950, nobody could have predicted the bloodbath that would follow. This wasn't just about territory. It was ideology versus ideology, brother against brother, a civil war that tore families apart. In villages across both North and South Korea, neighbors turned on each other in brutal ideological purges. People disappeared in the night, executed for nothing more than having the wrong political beliefs. But the horror was just beginning. When Chinese forces entered the war, they brought with them a terrifying strategy, the human wave attack. Imagine standing guard on a frozen hillside at Chosan Reservoir, when suddenly thousands of Chinese soldiers emerge from the darkness, wave after wave, their bugles creating an otherworldly chorus in the bitter cold. Marines who survived called it frozen hell. Temperatures dropped to 40 below zero, so cold that the wounded froze to death before help could arrive. Then there's one of the war's strangest chapters, Operation Moolah. The US military was so desperate to get their hands on the Soviet MiG-15 fighter jet that they offered $100,000, that's nearly $1 million in today's money, to any North Korean pilot who would defect with one. They dropped leaflets all over North Korea, promising wealth and freedom. It sounds like something out of a spy movie, but this was real life. And here's the thing, this war never really ended. Sure, the fighting stopped with an armistice in 1953, but no peace treaty was ever signed. Today, the Demilitarized Zone, the DMZ, stands as a 160-mile scar across the Korean peninsula. It's the most heavily fortified border in the world, a frozen wasteland where soldiers still stare each other down across barbed wire and landmines. Wildlife thrives there now, in the space where humans dare not tread, nature's cruel irony in a land torn apart by ideology. The Korean War might be forgotten by some, but its legacy lives on. Every tension between North and South, every missile test, every diplomatic standoff, it all traces back to those 3 years of brutal fighting. In many ways, the war never ended. It just went cold, like the bitter winds that once howled across Chosan Reservoir, carrying the echoes of a conflict that shaped our modern world.